click on the subscribe button for more videos.
Okay, welcome back. Today we'll be solving some of the questions on share market. For that I will get the exercises that are in your book. First of all, I'll move on to page number 20, the ninth question. The question says, an investor invested a certain amount from the 70,000 in hand to buy shares in a company which pays annual dividends of 3 per share. Ninth question. Now he has altogether 70,000 in his hand. From this, he is investing some amount in one company and some amount in another company. Now in one company, it pays a dividend of 3 rupees per share. Okay, and he is buying the shares at the market price of 30. Is that clear? He had 70,000 altogether. He is investing in two companies, let us say A and B. In A company, he has a dividend of this amount. This is the market price. He is buying a share. Okay, and then the balance, the rest of the money he invested in company that pays annual dividends of 4 per share. Now the balance, okay, he's investing the balance in company B, and the dividend is equal to 4 rupees. Okay, here it's a bit more. And what is the market price of a share? Okay, market price of a share is equal to 20 rupees. Is that clear? Okay, now they're asking you if his dividends income for a year from these investments was 9,500. Now total dividends, okay, total dividend he gets is at the end of the year is getting 9,500 from both the companies. Okay, now you have to find out the amount he invested in each of the companies. Now this is the way. Already I have given you an example how to solve these types of questions. Okay, now let me consider company A and company B. Now if you consider company A, I'll take as the amount invested as X. That is the amount he invested. Now what is the amount invested in B? Now he had altogether 70,000. If he had invested X rupees, then the amount invested in company B is how much? Yeah, 70,000 minus X. Is that clear? That's easy, right? Okay. And now you have to find how many shares is he buying in company A. Now you know what is the amount he invested. Also you know a value of a share. You can find number of shares. No? This is the total money. You have to divide by the value of one share. So number of shares. Okay, number of shares. Okay, you have to divide X by 30. That is the price of one share. For B company, you have to divide this total amount by what is the price of one share? It is equal to 20. Understand? Okay. And you can find the dividends from both the companies. Now this is the number of shares. Now in this company A, he has this amount of shares, and in company B he has this amount of shares. Okay, now you know from one share he is getting an amount of dividend of 3 rupees, this 3 rupees, and from company B is getting a dividend of 4 rupees. Now in order to find the total dividends, you have to multiply the number of shares by 3 to find the total dividends in company A. Is that clear? Therefore total dividend in company A is equal to, this is the number of shares. R rupees will cancel off, therefore you have X over 30 multiplied by 3. In company B, this is the total number of shares. R and RS will cancel off, therefore you have 70,000 minus X divide by 20. Now you have to multiply it by the dividend. How much is the dividend? Dividend is equal to 4 rupees. From one share is getting 4 rupees, therefore total number of shares. Okay, now this is the dividend from company A and this is the dividend from company B. Now this total should be equal to how much? 9,500, and thereby you can find X. Okay, let me solve that. then you have if I solve this, you have 3 in the numerator and 30 in the denominator. Therefore you have x over, okay, let me write as a sentence. This is 30. I'll write the total, the whole sentence. So you have here 70,000 minus x, you have to divide by 20 and then multiply it by 4, that is equal to 9,500, right? Yes. Now you have to just solve. Is that clear? Yeah. So you can cancel this off and you have 10 here. So if you cancel off, you have 5 here. Okay. Now you should make the denominator same. Is that clear? Yeah. So you have 10 here. In order to make the denominator same, you have to multiply this by 2. Therefore you have x over 10. So you will have x over 10 plus it's 70,000 minus x. So you have to multiply this by 2, right? Both the numerator and the denominator by 2. So here you had 5. 5 into 2 is 10. Is that clear? Yes. That is equal to 9,500. Now let us solve. How do you solve? Now in the denominators you have 10 and 10. Now I am going to multiply all these fractions, all these numbers by 10, 10, 10. Therefore this 10 will cancel off and this side it will get multiplied by 10. Then I have x plus, here you have 2 into 70,000. I'll write as it is, minus x, that is equal to, this side you have 9,500 you had earlier. Now you have how much? 95,000. Is that clear? Now 70 into 2 is 140,000. Don't forget the units, okay? Write it down. And then 2x is equal to 95,000. So finally 140, I'll use the units, 140,000. Don't forget the units when you simplify, okay? 95,000 is equal to how many x? X, if you solve it. Therefore finally x is equal to 45,000. So what was x? X is the amount invested in company A. Therefore that is in company A. In company B, how do you find out what was the total amount? You had 70,000. Therefore from 70,000 you have to subtract 45. That is equal to 25,000. Is that clear? Okay. We'll discuss one more question. That is in page number 21, the first question. Okay. Page 21, the first question. What does it say? First let us read. Okay. Malki placed 50,000 rupees for a year in a fixed deposit with a financial institute which pays an annual interest rate of 12%. Now Malki, he had 50,000 in his hand, and then he is investing in an annual interest which pays 12%, depositing in a bank. Okay, so some financial institute. And then at the end of the year she withdrew the money and used the principal amount and the interest she received to buy shares in a company. Okay, now she had, first of all, she had only 50,000. Now she is depositing it in the bank, and at the end of 1 year she is taking the total money. That means with the amount she invested and also the interest she gets. How do you find? They have given you the interest rate, right? So let us find the total money she gets. Total money she withdraws after end of 1 year. What was the interest percentage? That is 12%. Therefore you have to use, to find the total money, you can use 112 is for 100 means how much for, okay, mention the units, don't forget, okay, 50,000. Therefore you can cancel off these two, and then answer, you will be getting 112, you have to multiply, that will give you 56,000. Okay, is that clear? That means 50,000 was the amount he had, and the 6,000 is the interest she is getting. Now this whole money, Malki, she is investing in a company to buy shares. Okay, now she's buying, okay, she bought the shares at the market price of 28 per share. market price of a share is 28 and the dividend is equal to 4 rupees. Is that clear? Okay, now you have to just do according to shares. Total, she has an amount of 56,000. Now she is buying, you don't know the number of shares she is buying. You can find it out. One share is equal to 28 rupees. Now first, Roman number 1, they're asking you to find the annual interest Malki received from her deposit, fixed deposit. Annual interest, what is the interest? You can directly say 56,000 minus this is equal to, yeah, that is easy, okay? And then Roman number 2, find the amount she invested in shares. How much? You have already found out. That is equal to, okay, this is just startup questions. And then the third one, okay, find the annual dividends income she received, yeah, from her investment. Okay, how do you find? Now, in order to find dividend, that means now you know the dividend you get from one share. No? Now, in order to find the total annual dividends, you have to multiply by the number of shares. Now, how do you find the number of shares she bought? You have to number of shares. It looks easy, right? Yes. So, you know the total money, that is equal to 56,000. So, you have to divide the total money by the value of one share. That is equal to 28. So this will cancel off. Here you have 2. So altogether she is buying 2,000 shares. Okay. From one share she is getting a dividend of 4 rupees. Therefore to find the total amount you have to multiply this. Okay. So that was the question, right? Yes. So third one. Total dividend. You have to multiply 4 by 2000. That is going to give you, yes, 8,000. This is the total annual dividend she gets from the share company. Okay. Now what is the fourth question now? Let us look at the fourth one. With reasons, state whether it would have been more profitable for Malki to have reinvested the principal amount together with the interest in a fixed deposit with the financial institute for another year than to have invested in shares. Okay. Now they're asking you which is more profitable. Now at the end of the first year she had altogether 56,000. Now this 56,000 she invested in this share market company, right? Okay. And finally she got the annual dividend of how much? 8,000. This was the gain she got. Now they're asking you, if they invest this total amount 56,000, rather than investing it in the share market, if she deposits in the same bank, is it this same bank? Yes, same bank with the same amount of interest. Okay, this is the interest. Will it be more profitable? How do we find out? Now you know the total amount, you know the interest rate. Okay, you have to find what is the interest for 56,000. Is it more than 8,000 or lesser than 8,000? So how do we find? You know the interest rate. 12 is for 100. That means if you deposit 100 rupees, you are going to get a profit of 12. Therefore, what is the profit for 56,000? Okay, she is not depositing 50,000. That is at the end of the first year already 50,000 is gone. Now she had altogether 56. Don't forget this. Now how do you find out? You have to just simplify, right? So the answer you might get is yes, she would get I hope yeah, you can simplify this and then getting 6,000, it's 6,720. Okay, now you have to state which is more profitable. Is it this or this? Yeah, she has to buy shares in order to get a more profitable business. Understand? Is that clear? Yes. Okay. And then one more question. We'll move on to the fourth question. Okay. Same page number 21. Page 21, fourth. I'll read the question. Upul Upul invests in a company by buying shares when the market price of a share is 48. Now this person is buying at 48 rupees. He plans to sell the shares when the market price has increased sufficiently. Now when this amount is increased, he is trying to sell all the shares, okay? So that his capital gain upon selling the shares will be 30% of his investment, okay? 30% of his investment. Now after selling, okay, his capital gain. What do you mean by capital gain? Capital gain means the amount you get extra. That means the profit. Did you understand? The amount you get in excess. Okay, that means from the total amount finally she gets, you have to subtract how much he or she invested. Then you will get the capital gain. Understand? Capital gain or capital loss, already we have studied that. Okay, I have explained you that. Okay, now let us go to the, okay, you have to, yes, at what price should he sell a share for him to achieve this? Okay, now you have to find for how much did he sell. Now after the price of the market share increased, he has sold all his shares. Now you have to find how much is that. Is that clear? Yeah. So what you have to do is, first, now let us take it like this. Number of shares he bought. Do you know the number of shares he bought? You don't know. Even you can't find it now. Therefore, I'll say he bought n number of shares. Is that clear? Okay. He bought for how much? You know that. Bought for one share. Bought for 48 rupees. For how much did he sell one? That you don't know. You have to find out. That is what you have to find out. Okay. Selling price. I'll call it selling price. I'll call it X. Okay. Okay. Now you can find out how much did he invest in the company at first. How do we find? That means to start this business, how much did he have in hand? That is like this now. To start this business, he bought how many shares? N shares. One share is how much? 48. Therefore, if you multiply 48 by n, that is the total amount he invested in the company. Is that clear? He had n number of shares, 1 is equal to 48. Think of a normal example. A thing is this amount, total number of things, that is the amount he invested. Okay, therefore I'll say investment. What was the investment he made? That is equal to 48n. Okay, you should have rupees. Okay, don't forget it. Okay, 48, that was the investment. Now also they are saying something very important here. Capital gain. They have given the amount of capital gain. What have they said in the question? They have said he is selling it for a amount where his capital gain upon selling the shares will be 30% of his investment. Now capital gain, you have 30% of the investment. Now you know the investment, so you have to find how much is 30% of this investment. How do you find? That means 30% means 30 over 100. Therefore 30 over 100 into investment 48 n. Is that clear? Okay, therefore there you will be getting, we can cancel off this. So you have to multiply 48 into 3. That is going to give you 120, 144, right? 144 n over 10. This is the capital gain. Okay. Okay. Now you have all the data. Now you have to just solve it. How do you solve? Okay, listen. Now I have already given you, I have taught you how to find the capital gain. How to find the capital gain? That is the excess amount. How to find the excess amount? Now you know how much he invested for the company. He invested only 48,000. At the start of the business, he invested only 48,000. But at last, when he sold all the shares, how much did he get? Do you know that amount? Okay, do you know it? But you can find out why. Selling price of a share is this. Let us say X. Okay, we have already said X. How many shares he had like this? Altogether he had n shares. Therefore, the total value he gets by selling all the shares is equal to selling price of a share multiplied by the total number of shares. Is that correct? Yeah. So total amount he gets is, you have to multiply x into n. That is going to give you xn. Is that clear? Now from this amount, this is the amount he got at last. From this you have to subtract the investment amount. That is going to give you the capital gain. Is that clear? It seems very easy, right? From the total amount finally he got, you have to subtract how much he invested. Therefore from xn minus, you have to subtract how much he invested, 48n. Okay, look at this calculations. You have 144n over 100. Now look at this. Since you have n in every term, you can cancel off n. So what is left? X minus, everything is okay, right? Yeah. X, you have x here, yeah. And then you have 144 over 10. How do you solve? Looks simple, right? 144 over 10 plus 48. Now how do you add? Since there is a denominator 1, you have to multiply by 10, multiply by 10. That is going to give you 480 plus 144. That is equal to 624, right? Yes. That is going to give you 62.4. Therefore, you have to say selling price of a share is equal to 62.4 rupees. Okay, check these calculations. 480, 500, 600. Yeah, is that clear? Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel. We'll be uploading more videos. Okay.